Welcome back to West Texas View.
We're happy to have Mitchell Smith with the Midland Community Theater, and before the break we were talking about the beautiful building that we are fortunate to have in Midland that is available for people all over the Permian Basin. People come from Dallas to see our plays, and so it's a beautiful facility, and it was built in the 70s. Right. But it's been kept up to date. It's got great acoustics. What else do you want to talk about the building?
Yeah, like you said, it was completed in 1978. It actually houses two performance spaces. There's the main theater, which is Davis Theater 1, that seats about 500 people, just over 500 people. It's a traditional stage. And then we have a smaller theater, maybe Theater 2, that is somewhat of a black box type theater, a small intimate space, and that holds about 100 people, 150. Both of those, we make great use of those, doing, like I said, our large musical productions on the Davis stage, and then doing some smaller comedies and dramas in the maybe Theater 2. If you, I know we keep talking about volunteering. If you're ever interested in being on the stage, almost all of our shows are open auditions, except for possibly our Pickwick shows. Most of our Pickwick shows are for Pickwick students only, but everything else on our season, and even Summer Mummers and our special productions, are open to the public. The best way to figure out when auditions is you can call the theater, 682-2544, or you can go to our website, mctmidland.org. Just click on the season button. If you see a show that you want to be a part of, click on that logo, and then click on the information button, and it will have audition dates, show dates, everything you would need to know to be a part of that show.
And you know what's important is a lot of people say, you know, that's something I've always wanted to do, but I don't know enough about it to even ask sensible questions. And I say, just go and volunteer, and you might be just handing out programs the first time.
Right.
And then the second time you might graduate to building some sets, and then to audition. And so you just become immersed in the whole thing. And as we said earlier, instant friendships. You just gather about you a whole group of people that are so much fun.
It's true, and it's like every show we do, we basically have new people part of it, and they always seem to say the same thing, where before they got involved, they were worried, they were nervous, they thought this was going to be an insular group, they weren't sure they were going to be welcomed, accepted, and those fears are wiped out immediately once they become a part of it. Because I mean, we truly are like a second family to some people, and we want you to be a part of our organization.
And when you get involved in that, you really do begin to appreciate the actors and the actresses and what they go through to present a program.
Yeah, most of our shows, we have a 6-week rehearsal process, and that's 5 to 6 days a week, 3 hours a day before it opens. And then we're talking about another 200 hours to build sets and another 200 hours to build costumes. We have a very talented group of production members. Lauren Lusk, who is our set designer, Michael Wade, who is our costume designer. They are geniuses at what they do and help produce magic on our stages.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, some of the little children that come to the plays are just so mesmerized by the costuming and the up close that they can actually see the costuming. That's the thing that impresses them the most.
Yeah, with Little Mermaid, I mean, that was a lot of specialty costumes, and there was a ton of hours put into making those, and that wouldn't have been possible without volunteers who came in during special work hours or came in during the day to help Michael and our costume intern put that together. Really, without the help of volunteers, a lot of what we do at the theater wouldn't happen. There's just so much time that goes into the production of any show.
Yeah. And about how many events do you have of each show, each production? How many times do you show it?
It really depends on where it is in the season. Our opening and closing musicals have anywhere from 4 to 6 weekends. Our maybe theater shows run for about a month, 4 weekends. Our Pickwick shows are 2 weekends each, and then our special is 2 to 3 weekends. And part of it depends on ticket sales. Like I said, with Little Mermaid, we were lucky to add performances and add an additional weekend to that run. And a lot of times we'll do the same thing with our Christmas show, which this year will be A Christmas Carol.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it will be the 25th time that we produce A Christmas Carol. It's a very familiar tradition with the community who enjoy it.
Who expects it, and that starts their Christmas feelings
right.
off. A few years ago, I had some people from the Midland Community Theater, and they were talking about some of the people who had gone on to star in television and movies from Midland after having started with the Midland Community Theater, and so that was a real interesting program. Do you remember offhand any of your people that have gone on even to maybe to gone on to university programs?
We've had several members of our Pickwick group go on to work either on Broadway or produce their own shows in LA. Some have gone into film. Michael Arden is probably a familiar name, who just finished producing a revival of Spring Awakenings that was actually produced for deaf audiences. Everybody involved learned to sign.
And by the way, because we have such a large hearing impaired population in the Permian Basin, you might talk about some of the things that you do to cater to the hearing impaired.
Yes, one matinee of all of our season productions, it's on a Sunday. We invite an interpreter who comes and interprets the show. We also offer listening devices for hearing impaired at any performance. You can just check those out from the box office. So don't let your hearing keep you from
it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we're so appreciative of Mitchell Smith for being here. And next Sunday we're going to be talking about the youth programs and how you can enroll your children in those. We'll see you the next Sunday with another program.
Thanks for joining us for News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery. This has been a public affairs presentation of KWAB-TV and KWES-TV.